for being here with me today. We're going to do a nice recharge, stretch out after a workout session. It's going to be a nice quick 20-minute session. So please feel free to grab blocks or a blanket if you need to, and let's begin. So initially, let's imagine you have just worked out, whether it was running or cycling, or even you just went out for a nice walk. Please find a comfortable seat. You can sit on a chair if you like to, or you can sit on the ground cross-legged if you like to. But make sure that your sits bones are grounded. So if you're sitting on a chair, make sure the bottom of your feet are flat on the floor. If you're sitting cross-legged, see that you're not leaning to one direction or another. So really find both sits bones. That ability to find your center at the beginning is really how you find stability. So we want to always begin with a stable foundation. And then from that point on, can you feel and sense an uplifting in your spine that allows your natural curvature of the spine, but at the same time, you feel a lengthening of the spine. So you're not rounding your back, or you're not leaning over, or you're not over exaggerating the lumbar spine arch as well. So you want to just be able to sit tall, the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. You find softening in the shoulders away from both ears. And then notice if from this place of stability and brightness, you can also find yourself in a relaxed position. So those are the three components of finding your center: stability, brightness, upliftness, and at the same time relaxing. And then you allow the eyes to fall shut. Just sense and feel yourself in this moment. Noticing the sounds, trying not to push anything away or getting attached to anything. Just beginning to really even take in all the soundscape around you, and maybe even to a point of finding a little bit of dissolution. You find that you're actually kind of dissolving into the environment. So there's a sense of giving and receiving. You're inhaling, you're receiving the breath, you're exhaling, you're giving away any sort of tension or unnecessary tension. And then as you do this, you become a little bit more nuanced. The body becomes a little bit more aware and awake of all the sensations. So you really find yourself as a sensory being, receiving and letting go. And then once you do this, notice that our natural tendency is to be up in our head, right? So we hear, we see, we receive the breath through the head. But see if you can instead bring the breath in and take the awareness down towards your belly. So as you inhale, begin to inhaling and see if you can drop it down to the belly. And then as you exhale, feel a kind of a settling in your pelvis area. And do this a few more times consciously, inhaling through the nose and feel a sense of going inside and dropping into the belly. This is your powerhouse, right? So feel a sense of groundedness, and then your exhalation allows that connection with the earth, the stability under you get even more solid. And one more time, inhale and exhale. And then as you blink your eyes open, please lay down on your back, please. Bring both knees to your chest. Hands on the shins. Take a nice deep breath in. Press the knees away. Exhale, draw the knees to your chest. This is called Apanasana, really lovely for your low back. And exhale, draw the knees to your chest. And two more times, inhale, your elbows become straight. Exhale, knees come to your chest. And last one, inhale. and exhale. And then lower the left foot down, draw the right knee to your chest. Go ahead and interlace the fingers around your shin and rotate that right ankle one direction, and then rotate it the opposite direction. And then take that right leg straight up towards the sky, hand underneath behind your hamstring. Point and flex the foot. So you're pointing the toes up towards the ceiling and flexing the heel down. And a couple more times. And then pause here in the center with the foot flexed, and then see you can pronate the foot, so invert the foot so the outside edge of the foot is reaching up towards the ceiling, and then do the exact opposite where the inside edge of the foot is lifting up towards the ceiling. And just a couple more times, so it's almost like the bottom of your foot is just kind of waving towards the ceiling. And then lower that right foot down, draw the left knee to your chest, interlace the fingers around the shin, rotate the left ankle one direction, going all the way around the retinaculum, and then rotate it the opposite direction. And then go ahead and interlace the finger behind the left hamstring, point and flex the foot. Really spread the toes wide apart from each other as you're doing this, creating space in between the toes. Next time the foot is flexed, take the outside edge of the foot up towards the ceiling, and then invert it so that the inside edge of the foot is lifting up. So go side to side, waving towards the ceiling with the bottom of your foot. And then draw both knees to your chest once again. Rock a little bit side to side. You can rock and roll all the way up to a seat. Cross your ankles and come to tabletop pose, please, on all fours, on hands and knees. Inhale, lift the chest up, send the tail up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back. Bring your spine to neutral. Inhale, send the left leg back behind you. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands, come into a low lunge. If you need to pad under that right knee with a blanket, feel free to do that. Inhale, bend the left knee, hands on your hips. Make sure that you're not arching your back so much. So lengthen the tailbone down towards your right heel. If you like to, you can reach the arms up, stretch out the front side body. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down to the earth, or you can put your hands on a block, flex that left foot. And then here we're going to really focus on the left hamstring. So see if you can guide that left hip back. When we're here, the tendency is to move the hip forward. I want you to see if you can flex the left foot and guide that left hip back. Inhale, lengthen the spine here. Really flex the toes towards your shin. And then exhale, begin to fold forward just a little bit or a lot, depends on your own flexibility. But keep that left foot flexed and keep moving that left hip back in space. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. And then lower the toes back down to the earth and step that left knee back. Inhale, reach the right toes back. Exhale, draw the right knee towards your chest, step the right foot in between your hands. Inhale, come into your lunge. Initially start with your hands on your hips to remind yourself so that you're not dumping into your low back. You want the tail to be extended towards the heel. And then as you bend that right knee, you're going to feel a nice stretch in the front side of your body. You begin to reach the arms up, stretch it up. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, lower the hands down to the earth. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So this is a really good place for blocks if you have them. If you don't, you can always just put your fingertips on the floor or just kind of build yourself a little structure here. And then as you flex the right foot, flex the shin, the toes towards your shin, move that right hip back in space. So the right hip wants to move forward. See if you can move the right hip back. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale and fold towards your right shin. Drop the head down. You feel a nice, beautiful, focused stretch. on the right hamstring. And if you really flex that right foot, you can also feel it in the right calf, behind the right knee. And then inhale, lower the right toes back down to the earth. Your hands on the floor, step the right knee back. Once again, inhaling into your cow pose, lift the heart up, send the tail up. Exhale into your cat pose, and then tuck your toes under, lift the knees up into your downward facing dog, and walk your feet to your hands. As you come up to your hands, keep the knees bent, lengthen the spine halfway, and then exhale, keep the knees bent and fold forward. Drop the head down, grab opposite elbows, sway your torso side to side. You can drop the head and just shake your head side to side, making sure that the back of your neck is long. Inhale, begin to bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up to standing. With your feet grounded, reach your arms up, stretch it up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your right foot back, left foot back, come to plank pose, and then roll back up to downward facing dog. Inhale, float the right leg up. Exhale, bring the right knee to your chest, and we're going to get ready for our pigeon prep here. So lower that left knee down to the floor as you bring the right shin down towards the floor. If this is too much for you, please feel free to come into figure 4. And I'll demonstrate that here. So you're going to be on your back, bringing your right ankle on top of the left knee. You can always grab that left hamstring and draw the knee a little bit closer to your chest. If you can work your body into pigeon prep, bring that right shin down. And really a really good way to protect that right knee is to press through the outside edge of that right ankle and right shin and the right knee, so much so that you can pick up the outside edge of the right foot off the ground. This really activates that entire muscle complex, and it really is lovely in protecting the right knee. Now, your left knee back behind you can be bent. That is completely okay. If you have more flexibility, see if you can take your gaze back, reach the toes towards the back of your mat, and lift the chest up. So we're going to stay in this back bend for just a moment before we swan dive down. Lift the heart up, close your eyes for a moment, feel that nice stretch in the left hip flexor as well as the right piriformis. And if you are on your back in figure 4, stay there for a moment. You can rock a little bit back side to side. Sometimes when I go to my left, I might feel a little bit more in my right hip. But wherever you are, just see if you can find stillness. Breathe into whatever tension you're feeling, whether you're on back or in pigeon prep like you are with me. And exhale. And then if you're in pigeon prep, you can feel free to come down all the way on your elbows, or you can stack your hands and rest your forehead on top of your hands. And we're just going to stay here for 1 minute. So breathe. If you're on your back, please stay there. Again, still. If you're on your back and would you like to, you can straighten the left knee so that your left heel is lifting up towards the ceiling as you're in figure 4. And just breathe. See if you can really relax. Even in this difficult pose, can you find relaxation? Even in this moment of kind of challenging moment, can you find grace? And then gently begin to come all the way back. We're all going to make it to our downward facing dog. So if you're on your back, you can roll over to one side, come on your hands and knees, and press back to downward facing dog. If you're in pigeon prep, just send that right leg back behind you. And then we're going to try it on the left side. So inhale, reach the left toes all the way up and back. Exhale, draw the left knee to your chest and lower that left shin down on your mat. So again, go through the whole thing. If you need to, please feel free to come to your figure four on with your left ankle on top of the right knee, grabbing the hamstring. Otherwise, stay in your pigeon prep, either that right knee bent out to the right, or if you have more flexibility, reach the right toes to the back of your mat. And you can always take your gaze back and see if you can lengthen that right leg back behind you a little bit more. Stay in your back bend for just a moment. And remember again to really press down to the outside edge of that left ankle, left shin, and left knee. That protects your left knee by stabilizing and mobilizing all those lower leg muscles. Lift the chest up, breathe here for just a moment. Inhale, feel that beautiful stretch in the right hip flexor, left piriformis. And then gently lower down to your elbows, or you can stack your hands and rest your forehead on top of your stacked hands. And then really the key about the stretch is how much you can relax. So initially when we go into a difficult stretch or a difficult pose, our body just tightens up in order to protect itself. And see if you can just allow the body to relax. You can even, sometimes it even helps to tell yourself that you are safe, you're stable, and your body can, the muscles can really just let go of any tension. And then here even notice the tension around the jaws and the shoulders. See if you can soften the shoulders. Open and close your jaws to make sure you're not holding on to any tension in the jaws. And then gently begin to come all the way back up. And everybody, we're gonna get down back to our downward facing dog. So however you can get there, make a nice deep breath here. And then this time, walk your hands to your feet. Inhale. Lift the chest halfway, exhale and fold forward. Keep the knees bent. Walk your hands to the left side of your mat as you reach, bend the right knee. Begin to really feel that stretch on the right side body. And then walk your hands through the center to the right side of your mat. Bend the left knee as you lift the right hip up towards the ceiling. Drop the head. Come back to the center, widen your stance a little bit more, turn your toes out, and come into your Malasana garden pose. So here, if you have a block and you really have difficulty in this pose, I would suggest that you sit on a block like so. This really allows you to eventually open up into the hips. This is a great, great, great posture for stretching out the Achilles tendon, for compressing, intentional compression in the hips. The knees are getting stretched, the ankles are getting a great stretch. Your low back is feeling nice and wide and open. You can see if you can take the roundness out of your back to lift the heart up, bring your hands together to your chest. Let the thumbs rest against your sternum as you lift the chest up and feel your heart open and receptive even in this pose. Really see if you can energize the arches, so lift the arches up. And this is one of those really great postures to do every day for flexibility, for spinal mobility, for your hips. One really wonderful way to make sure that your hips stay healthy as we age. And then gently come all the way back down on your bum. Bend the knees, put your feet flat on the floor, take a nice deep breath and reach your arms forward. And then begin to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Draw the knees to your chest. Happy baby pose. Grab outside edges of your feet. Lift the feet up. Lift the bottom of your feet up towards the sky. You can rock this a little bit side to side, which always feels good on your low back. And then come back to the center and straighten the right knee as you keep the left knee bent. And then switch sides, straighten the left knee, keep the right knee bent. And then as you're ready, bring the soles of your feet together, grab outside edges of your feet, draw the heels a little bit to your groin, and then let the outside edges of your feet come down to the floor in Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands on your chest and belly, or hands both on your belly. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. This is another really wonderful hip opener. It allows you to soften through the hips. And then put the feet flat on the floor, please. We're going to go into a nice twist. So either stack your knees, or you can take the left ankle on top of the right knee, or right knee all the way over to the left. So whatever twist is calling you right now, go for it. Reach the right arm above your head. You can take your gaze over to the right. Again, if you're walking or biking or running, sometimes we tend to hold a lot of tension in the low back, so this is wonderful for a low back stretch. And then switch sides, so whatever twist you did on that side, please repeat it on the left side as well. Reaching the left arm overhead. Turn your gaze to the left to get a good cervical twist in your cervical spine as well. And then as you come all the way back to the center, draw the knees to your chest once again. Notice which nostril you're breathing a little bit easier. Roll over to that side and press yourself up. Come into a comfortable seat. Just a moment of quietness before we transition to the rest of our day. Sit tall again. Feeling yourself grounded, bring your hands to the heart center and bow down to yourself. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your quick post-stretch recharge practice today.